So continuing with our series of how to succeed on YouTube, let's start with some absolute 101 questions, Ankur, that I have for you. And some of these have come from our friends in the community who keep talking to us about, just generally YouTube क्यों करना चाहिए. So that is where I want to start this conversation with you. कि यार मैं Twitter कर रहा हूँ, I'm doing Facebook, I'm doing a bunch of other stuff. Do I really need YouTube in 2024 or going forward for anybody for that matter?
I understand. So, do you think the people who are asking, do I need YouTube, will ask the same question about, say, Google SEO presence? Should I have a website? Or should I be doing SEO for certain keywords on my website? Okay, ये सवाल कोई करेगा नहीं.
Right.
And the reason for that is, one of the reasons for this is, even when we ran Price Baba, we used to have our sales/ops people who will go to retail stores locally. They will take printouts, and this is of course a decade back. They'll take printouts of Google search results.
Okay.
Where Price Baba is seen in, for hyperlocal keywords on the top. In fact, one of the screenshots which I should look up is, for a certain keyword, I think out of 10 results on Google, we had 8. And it was not 8 different domains. It was all pricebaba.com.
Yes.
Right?
I
because
think
it was hyperlocal.
We will do that, right?
Yeah, if you want to buy a Samsung mobile somewhere, say in Dadar or Andheri or Borivali, we just killed it over there.
Yeah.
Right? What we did is we empowered our folks with Google search results and sent them offline to go and convince these retailers to join the platform.
Sure.
So Google has had at least a decade and a half of more marketing done for its platform, for its power, even by beneficiaries like us. So YouTube, while everyone admits it's big, it's huge.
Yeah.
I think that kind of marketing from a business angle is now picking up. And every passing day, more and more brands are at least convinced on day one, or more and more individuals, chartered accountants. My father is on YouTube now, he's a chartered accountant. They are convinced on day one that they need to be on YouTube.
Sure.
But what is the power of YouTube and how does it differ from, say, my Twitter presence or Facebook presence or Instagram presence? It's a little more nuanced conversation. But if I have to simply put it from a philosophical point of view, if you think about it, what Vijay Shekhar Sharma very popularly once said, and I don't want to be quoted on this very often, but Facebook is not an evil company. Facebook is the most evil company on planet Earth.
Absolutely.
And if you think about the business model of how Facebook evolved and how Google has evolved, Google has always said, take traffic from me on my search engine, build your websites, and you will run ads using my ad engine, and we both will share revenue. It's always been a sharing mindset.
Right.
Facebook has been, come on, build your pages, bring your audience here, and then they're my audience, you need to advertise to reach them.
Sure.
YouTube again comes from a sharing mindset that, hey, why don't you come to this platform, create some good content, take this content, I'll take this content to millions of users, I will generate revenue and I'll share the revenue with you. So YouTube inherently thinks of it as, if you create good content, it's my duty to bring traffic to you.
Sure.
It will be organic engine where you don't have to fuel money to bring views to it, and we will share the rewards in terms of ads.
Very interesting point you bring about fueling to bring growth, right? Because we are little aware of YouTube ads. So in fact, we do meet a lot of people who say ki we need an accelerated growth. So why not, run some YouTube channel ads, and what happens? And often it is asked that, whether you want to do organic versus inorganic. What's your take on that?
So now YouTube videos can be of many kinds.
Sure.
When I speak about YouTube videos, mostly I talk about thinking of YouTube as a new age blog. So I used to go to a blog to get certain long form information. Now I go to a YouTube video. It may be a 10-minute video. I get my information from there. But YouTube also has different shades available to it. Say entertainment, say shorts, and we can talk about it later.
Yeah.
One common mistake which I have seen that brands do is they make a 30-second ad with a well-known celebrity, a Bollywood actor. And that 30-second ad would be on their YouTube. And they will run ads on it and get millions of views on it.
Yeah.
As a result, their channel will also get say 100,000 subscribers.
Right.
Now those subscribers who came in to watch that ad, they did not subscribe to this channel for the brand. Say whatever, Arpit INC or whatever your brand is, Arpit Consulting Limited. It was a subscriber who saw that celebrity.
Yeah.
And in India, for one reason or the other, this may be a little bit of a Asia/India thing, because in US I've seen a different trend.
Yeah.
People don't click subscribe button as easily
Sure.
in Western countries. But in India, getting someone to click a subscribe button, everyone has been trained very well. Right?
Sure.
कि जूता फेंको जो भी फेंको, subscribe button दब जाना चाहिए.
Sure.
Creators have really trained the audience कि you have to hit subscribe button. In fact, if you go and meet someone offline and tell them this is my YouTube channel, tell me your channel, I'll subscribe, as if it's a favor I'm doing, or it's a very nice thing I'm doing to you. It's considered rude not to subscribe to someone's channel.
Sure.
I think getting someone to subscribe to your channel just because it's your channel, just because a celebrity was on my video, actually does more harm to your channel than helps. Now think about it. How does the YouTube algorithm work? A very simple thing is, say you have 200,000 subscribers on a channel. If I put a video on the channel, will YouTube send an email to all those 2 lakh subscribers that, hey, there's a new video? No. Will YouTube make sure that all those 2 lakh people get a notification on their phone to watch this video?
Oh, bell icon therefore. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So what would happen, in fact, even the bell icon will trigger a notification, but even that, if 2 lakh people even get a notification about your video, will all of them click and watch it? No, they will leave that, they will not. The click-throughs are consistently dropping.
Yeah, true.
But point being that your content has to win on its own merit.
Absolutely.
YouTube will first show it to 2,000 people or 200 people. See how people are reacting. If it sees that, okay, this content has some throw, it will start showing it to more people, and that it's sort of a circle which keeps on expanding. So the content has to win.
Sure.
And now if someone subscribed to your channel for a celebrity, the very next video you have is
some boring person like us.
Showing up and talking for 20 minutes on a serious topic, be it stockbroking or some medical topic or whatever. Do you think people are going to watch it? They're like, nah, they're not going to watch it. They will do nothing. They will just ignore it. And that's it. You have been hurt. You have been hurt. As in, nobody can do a bigger disservice to you than subscribe to your channel and not watch your channel. For that reason, when I started my channel, and it was a channel I created just to learn YouTube. I have till date not shared it on my Twitter, where I have a good following. I've not shared it on my Facebook. I've not shown it to my family, in terms of no family groups have ever gotten those video links or something.
In fact, when somebody asks you for your YouTube channel, you are like very hesitant to give the name also.
No at times.
Yeah,
right? Now I've been a little more open about it, because I think that channel, I've made all possible mistakes with that channel now. It has reached 300,000 plus subscribers, several million views, and the biggest compliment I ever get is when I walk to a coffee shop or an offline store, the staff recognizes me. That's my audience, and they say, can I get a selfie with you? So that influence has been built within YouTube very organically.
That's fair
and
enough.
That engine will keep firing for the next 10 years, no matter what I do. That will sustain. That's the highest ROI. And that's why we like Google SEO also. You create content once, and then you get ranking on Google, and you keep getting traffic for a long time. There are keywords which I may have SEO'd back in 2012 or 13 for price, but it still gets traffic. It's still number 1, 2 or 3 on Google. And that's amazing. The ROI on that one page has been so great.
That's very interesting, Ankur, that you compare SEO to YouTube and the way you're looking at them in parallel. So, am I right in thinking where SEO was, let's say, early 2000, late, around the turn of the millennium, that's where we are on the YouTube journey? Because I want to take this conversation towards the brand side relatively quickly. Do you think that there are parallels there, or do you think SEO works slightly differently compared to the way YouTube is working?
So, there may be differences for sure. But here is the thing. When we think about video, we get a little, why do so many people who did well on web SEO did not do well on YouTube?
Exactly.
Because the moment you think video, you think about being in front of the camera.
Sure.
Right? Now a nerd is very comfortable. A nerd like me is very comfortable sitting somewhere in a corner 3 a.m. in the night writing a long blog post, and I've written thousands of those myself. And I've been very comfortable with it. But the moment you have to do that in front of a camera, it's a little unnerving. How will I look? How will I sound? And getting over those things is a little difficult. And we start thinking, is the studio looking good? Is the lighting good? How is it appearing? But believe me, there is something which we again talk a lot about, is the good look syndrome. A lot of people, a lot of company founders, CEOs, experts within the company will do better on their YouTube channel if they put themselves in front of the camera. Instead, what do? They come to us, they tell us, find me a good looking person
host.
To basically read a script in front of the camera. You could do that in the blog era.
Absolutely.
A good looking or a smart person can write.
Well-written English.
A smart writer can write an article for you. You put it on your blog under whatever name. It looks cool. It works for you.
Sure.
PR people could do it for you. But video is a much more authentic medium. It's a much more intimate medium. And that's where I think things change a lot. Authenticity is more important than the quality of video production. So what I speak, the heart with which I speak, I think is much more important than the, quality of visuals. Now, we may be shooting this in whatever 4K clips together or whatever. That doesn't matter. It could have very well been a front camera of a phone kept over here.
Sure.
So long as my audio was clear and I was speaking clearly, I think it will work well.
That's two great points for me. Number one, how I don't want to use the word overrated, but how much emphasis is laid on the production quality of a certain video. And I think some of the early YouTubers, the likes of an MKBHD, for example, have really put this into the head. The video has to be like really sexy. It has to be really, really smart. And second is what you talked about audio. I think this is something that you keep stressing upon that on YouTube. So if I have to just ask you, let's say I'm a young guy and I want to go create a full-time, what are, let's say 5 things that I have to keep in mind immediately?
When you're speaking on a video format, think about there's one person sitting in front of you. You're explaining that person.
Sure.
That sounds the most natural. B, of course, get a good clean environment, get good lighting. Better instead of investing in cameras, investing in lights if you need to. But just make sure your audio does not have any echo. Sure. Audio is clear. You are labeling your mic as close to your mouth as possible. Right? All of those things matter. And of course, with some practice, one of my favorite practices is to go to a YouTube channel which has say 1 million subscribers, and by default go to the videos tab and sort the videos by the oldest videos.
Interesting.
And see how did this person start. Very often we look at someone who is MKBHD today.
Sure.
And we think this is the quality needed to succeed.
Absolutely.
But what's actually happening is that's the quality you have after you succeeded.
Absolutely.
What production value did you start with?
Absolutely.
That is what we have to see.
Very interesting. So this ties back to our product days of talking about MVPs.
Yeah.
Essentially, right? That is where we are starting.
Yeah.
So that's great. But that's again on the individual creator front. Yeah. If I'm a brand, right? We say that with all this noise on YouTube that you see, entertainment and frivolous content, etc., is there still space for me to succeed? And can YouTube be an answer, let's say, to a brand's requirement, which essentially comes down to, 1 or 2 things. Either it's brand visibility or largely to drive actual business, which is leads and things like that. Can that be done on YouTube?
Yeah. So what happens on a medium like, say, a website is that your conversion funnels are much easier to track.
Absolutely.
So that has also helped the case for Google SEO, that I can see what traffic I am getting on my blog, how is that audience behaving on my website, and my product is on my website most of the time. So it's going to an app where again I will put a attribution layer to get to figure out what the conversion was.
Yeah.
But on YouTube, you start thinking in terms of, okay, my Twitter gets so many impressions, my Facebook gets so many impressions, now my YouTube gets so many impressions, and you don't think from a conversion point of view.
Sure.
I have seen brands which come back and tell you that, hey, the moment I put a YouTube video of a certain kind, my business increases. I don't have attribution connection to them.
Interesting.
Now, being an affiliate marketer, we ran Price Baba, and Price Baba, at least during the lifetime that I ran it, got well over 400 million page views on it, all organic. And I can tell you each and every paisa we made out of those page views, because I know exactly how many ads we run, how much traffic we sent to Amazon, how much to Flipkart, how much to others, and how much money I made from it. Sure. So it was very well attributed.
Right.
But can't I also claim that, hey, if say a certain brand of mobile phones or refrigerators or washing machines got say 100,000 views from me, a lot of people may have still bought it by looking at it on Price Baba. That also happens.
Absolutely.
Right? But as a growth marketer, as someone who wants to talk in numbers, I ignore that part of it.
Sure.
So when someone says someone will see your YouTube and something will change.
Therefore, something will change.
Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about some hard numbers.
Right. And measurable numbers. Which you've done actually. And these are real numbers, right?
Yeah. Okay. Real numbers, real case studies, right? Okay. So for one of the first instances when this happened to me, and when I thought, hey, there is a good commerce potential in YouTube. And that was when my wife, who's a singer, she has a channel of her own. During the lockdown, she bought a harmonium, and the channel had less than 2,000 subscribers, maybe not even 1,500 subscribers back then. It's still below 5,000 subscribers as of today. And she said, I'll make an unboxing video for this harmonium. I said, okay. So I'm standing with a camera for whatever 2 hours, and she shot a video, and I think she edited it herself. And she's not a video editor, right? She just did it whatever she could do on iMovie.
Tying back to your production point that you were trying to make, the production
it's a
is not as
home
important.
Video.
Brilliant.
It's shot at home.
Sure.
It's probably a mobile phone plus a normal full HD camera, some camera.
Fabulous.
But it's not a setup like this. No external lights used. Maybe a mic, a long Boya 800 rupee Boya mic. That's it.
Sure.
That's the equipment. And I should also say, even I was not very experienced with YouTube back then. I just started creating YouTube videos like this. So I started creating YouTube videos in 2008.
Sure.
But professionally trying to become a YouTuber and learning YouTube, it started during, just before COVID. So I was pretty new as well. I said, okay. I told her, you're wasting time doing this, by the way. For
Wow,
what
well
it's
done.
worth.
Well done. And you're talking it as a case study today.
Yeah.
Well done.
So that video sort of started doing well on our channel.
Okay.
I think not well as in doesn't mean got like thousands of views every day. It started getting 10, 20, 30 views a day. And she started getting comments on that video which said, hey, where did you buy this from?
Okay.
Can I buy this too? I said, okay, that looks interesting. So she would say, no, I bought it offline. Some vendor, manufacturer, XYZ brand. But then I said, wait. So many people are asking, we are sitting home in lockdown. Why not just cover some rent money with this? So what I told her is just put a WhatsApp chat link in there because it's an offline vendor. And instead of just passing the vendor's phone number directly, it's a 40,000 rupee harmonium or 50,000 rupee harmonium, let's give leads to him.
Sure.
Formally on WhatsApp at least.
Wow.
And so I give my alternate number with a WhatsApp chat link, and you on WhatsApp you can design a link which says, which starts with a message.
Sure.
Right. So hi, I'm interested in inquiring about the harmonium
itself. Nice.
Right. So I wrote that so I would know that these messages for the harmonium.
Nice.
And let me now sort of
the moment of truth.
Let me show you my WhatsApp inbox, which started to go crazy.
Wow.
So these are like maybe 500, maybe 1,000 messages. I don't know. It's an endless scroll on my...
These are all absolute genuine.
Yeah, these are like
leads,
all,
right?
and a lot of international leads in here as well. And then a year and a half back, I asked her to...
So the harmonium guy would be like swimming in money right now because of this, right? No?
That's a different story. I did make some money from him on leads, but he couldn't fulfill demand, follow up, and keep up with this. So we started doing Amazon affiliate, and we talk about Amazon affiliate as well, which is something I've recently started optimizing even more now.
Sure.
But point being that I've now removed those WhatsApp chat links from that.
Ouch.
But it just said that, it just goes to say that, wow, there is a good potential in there. Did I measure how many messages I got versus views? No, but I know it's a great number.
Great.
Right? It's a huge pull over there. So next time onwards, I started to put links where I can measure conversion a little more. So 2 more cases where we saw something. So there was a job site which launched a few years back, and they contacted me for my YouTube channel, and they wanted to me to make some videos.
Okay.
I said, okay, upfront don't pay me a lot. Okay.
Sure.
In fact, pay me next to nothing. But for every download you get, give me some money. And I created... within my videos, I promoted some of their job openings on those videos. I think I drove tens of thousands of downloads across 2 different job sites, but the conversion was very interesting for me. The best performing video did 6% conversion. So if 10,000 people saw it, they got 600 app downloads.
Wow.
The worst performing was at 2%. So the conversion was between 2 to 6% over there. For an app download thing, let's not even talk about
I actually want you to contextualize this a little bit, Ankur, because as a performance marketer myself, right?
This is a web level
exactly
better than web conversion.
That's precisely where I want to take
on
you.
On web, if you run ads and you get 1% conversion, you'll be
very happy, right? Yeah.
In terms of app download happening, forget clicks and all of those
absolutely.
top of the funnel metrics. But here is the thing. I think YouTube performs so much better. Right. Especially when we're talking about long form videos, right?
Sure.
I'm not talking about shorts videos, and I know sometime in the future or episodes you will ask me long.
I will come to that. Yes.
But shorts, let me just get it out of there. It's toilet seat content. It's entertainment. Shorts has increasingly become entertainment. Even if it's education, it's gone to a point of being edutainment, and it's not getting you any conversions.
No action driving, basically.
I don't think any conversion is coming from shorts, and smart brands that I respect have long realized this. So I don't even think it's a case to be made anymore. But anyway, what happens in a audio-visual format is that instead of reading a blog where you are skipping through a few lines, you don't know who's speaking, what tone they are speaking. There's so much character in an audio-visual format. Sure. Why is it that a Shah Rukh Khan will always be more popular than India's most popular author?
Sure.
Because it's an audio-visual...
the connection is far real.
It's much more intimate that way.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a case is to be made that video is much more immersive and drives better attention and engagement from the viewer, and the quality of results can be higher.
Fair enough.
Much higher.
Fair enough.
And of course there's a funnel, and how many people will watch the video till the end, how many start, all of that thing cancels out. But this job site download was a very revealing number for me.
Essentially better than, let's say, the same company would have invested similar kind of money on, say, a web.
Yeah, of course they still
application
have to do
download.
web because
Yeah.
there is audience there. There is
Sure.
there's audience on YouTube, and then there are a whole lot of things. But I also started optimizing Amazon affiliate recently on YouTube. And of course, all of these optimizations on how to get the most number of downloads or what to do, there are like 100 nuances in there.
Sure.
But broadly, if you have good content and a good CTA, it works. But then you can, of course, drive the numbers 30-40% here and there.
Up and down. Sure.
So the best number I have seen on Amazon affiliate, I'll actually let the people take a guess. For 10,000 views,
Okay.
how many people clicked and went to Amazon to check the product page? And if I could do such numbers when I was doing Price Baba, I would probably be a millionaire several times over. But it was something insane, like 13%.
Wow.
So 1,300 people. Was it 13% or was it 16%?
16%
Was it
actually.
16%,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It was 16%, right? 16% people clicking on a link given along with the YouTube video.
And this is not, you're not talking about this link in the video, right? This is like,
In the video,
it's there.
so the video is not overly about click this
Exactly.
link, you'll get off. It's not a clickbait.
Exactly.
It's like, hey, I'm talking about this product, I'm reviewing this product. If you want to buy it, there's a mention
Absolutely.
that buy it in the...
So it's not a hard
In
sell.
fact, in this video, there might not even be a very strong CTA that the link is in description.
there.
Even
Sure.
that may be missing, by the way. Because
Very
it was one of the older ones. Now we have optimized it.
Very
Will at least give a one strong push.
Yeah.
That's something we'd want to do in a video now. At that point, I probably did not even do that. And the lowest I have seen for Amazon affiliate again was in the 2 to 2.5% range. But that
Interesting.
was, say, for a category like a mobile phone.
Mobile phone. Sure.
On mobile phone, there's a lot of hobby browsing that
Yeah.
happens, right?
Very true.
Nobody does hobby browsing to buy a mutual fund.
Absolutely.
Or nobody does hobby surfing to buy a washing machine.
Or a television or
a television. So the
fairly high ticket items.
audience intent changes industry to
Yeah.
industry. But I think when we talk about something like B2B SaaS, or we talk about some serious industries, you may get very little views. You may get 1,000 views.
Sure.
But
what's the value of those views?
commercial impact of that 1,000
Yeah.
views can be huge.
Very true.
Right? And for that reason, I think we should not be too fixated on how many subscribers are we getting.
Yeah, I
how
was
many
just gonna
views
come to
are we
that.
getting.
True.
It depends on which niche you are in.
Yeah.
And this is very well proven in Google SEO that if there are two web pages,
Okay.
right, with different amounts of traffic in the same niche, they may convert differently, get different traffic.
Sure.
And you need to do the right kind of optimizations to get the right amount of views and create the right kind of content and get the right
Sure.
kind of audience
Sure.
in. So all of those conversations are pretty much part of the YouTube nuance, which I don't
Okay.
think people talk about.
Talk about it
We
at
just
all.
talk about how much did this influencer get or celebrity get.
The
and
money
you-
aspect of it.
Yeah,
is
and
just
the moment
really
you realize someone is a popular influencer
Yeah.
or is doing something big, very often either they're doing entertainment
Yeah.
or they're playing an authority game. But you don't need to be like that to succeed. You don't need
Sure.
to do that.
Yeah.
You need to succeed.
So
with
there's
your
more
own
than
playbook.
one way to succeed on YouTube.
There are a lot
Is
of
that
ways
what
to
you're saying,
succeed, right? There's
Sure.
a very nerdy way of succeeding. I think MKBHD is the least flashiest of
Yeah.
tech YouTubers. Every tech YouTuber in India is
Yeah.
more flashy than MKBHD, right? But there is something else that works for him. And
Fair.
similarly, it may work differently for different brands. I think a CA, a nerd just standing in front of the camera and speaking something really deep. And we have seen such success stories even in fundamental analysis and those kind of YouTubers. There are YouTubers who don't need to do flashy things to succeed.
Absolutely.
I think that's really valuable. That's what this medium provides.
Absolutely.
We
So
probably
the
have
nation
to,
doesn't want to know everything,
yeah,
right?
the nation doesn't want
Absolutely.
to know everything. And the nation
Yeah.
doesn't always want a 30-second reel and you trying to really act
Yeah.
funny on a 30-second video.
Absolutely.
In fact, a friend of mine who runs a pretty large company and several YouTube channels as a part of it, when we were talking about YouTube and metrics, he would tell me that he will take the total number of views his team got for him. And so basically the number of minutes of watch time that they have, he will just divide that by 5. So
Okay.
5 minutes for me is 1 view.
Sure.
They may have gotten a million
A
views,
view in whatever,
but
yeah.
if they were one minute each, right, I will only count it as 200,000 views.
Very interesting.
So
Very interesting way of looking
and
at
that's
it.
a very high standard to set. 5 minutes.
So you're essentially building an audience more than anything else. That's what it is.
And apologies for throwing jargons and math
Yeah.
over here. If you're talking about average view duration, if you talk about that, it basically means that if I have created a 10-minute video and 1,000 people have watched it, what is the average length a single person watched? Some person watched it for 10 seconds, some person watched entire 10 minutes. What's the average? So 5 minutes in this case, and of course 5 minutes is a ridiculously big number. It's like, in 10-minute video it will become 50%.
50%. Yeah.
And maybe in some other day I would like to share my
talk about AVD. Yeah.
Talk about AVD and some of these YouTube metrics. We can talk about it. But
Very
again, these metrics are very difficult to set as a rule. I do have some rules and philosophies around it.
Sure.
But so let's talk about Google, since we come from a Google SEO background. Yeah. What is a good CTR on a Google search result?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
Right. So if you are ranking on Google, if your CTR is 10% or more, you will be like,
wow,
on the moon that my
well
CTR on Google Search Console is 10%. 15% will be God level. Yeah. Right. For your own brand, you may do 20% or something.
Sure.
Now, I showed you a video today, and it was not with something like 10, 20 views, probably was 1,000 or 1,200 views. Yeah. And tell me, what was the CTR of that video which I showed you today?
Yeah, I think we were talking 35%.
35%,
right? Yeah.
I have entire channels on YouTube where the CTR of the entire channel is over 20%.
Sure.
Right? So, and anyone crossing 5% on YouTube should be very happy.
And these are nerdy channels, right? These are not like those entertainment channels with like some people on the thumbnails and things like that,
right? So depending on what niche you pick, what your content is, as in there are different ways to succeed. You will succeed with different metrics also.
Sure.
So it does get complicated there, which is where I'm hoping that some of our work can help people. Yeah.
Fantastic. So Ankur, I know we've really shot this video way over
than what we thought. It's a long form video, and if people have stayed till here. Yeah.
I think we've kind of explained what we wanted to.
I don't need to make a point about long versus shorts.
Exactly. Right? Thankfully.
If you are looking for someone to watch your YouTube videos, do you want them to watch you dancing for 30 seconds or watch you for 27 odd minutes that we are for now?
Absolutely. So Ankur, just because you were talking about measurability, right? With measurability, another aspect that comes is predictability. Right? So a lot of people ask that, okay, chalo, theek hai. I'm happy to start a YouTube channel. How many subscribers will I get? How many views will I get? Let's say from 3 months from today. Can you promise something?
I hate to go back to Google SEO again.
Absolutely. But you do.
That's been happening, right? In Google SEO.
Absolutely.
Okay, you will do SEO for me.
Yeah.
And
5 keywords in like 3 months, and then another percentage in the next 2 months, right? That's how it is sold. SEO.
I have never done Google SEO as a service.
Sure.
And for simple reason, if I'm good at Google SEO, why will I not do it for myself?
Absolutely.
Why will I do it for you?
Yeah.
So generally, I have always looked at SEO consultants with an eye of skepticism.
True.
This is not true for YouTube, and this is one way now I remember that Google SEO differs from YouTube.
Sure.
Google is a zero-sum game.
Yeah.
In a way,
someone has to lose essentially for someone to win.
Because you have, there's a very good saying, and I don't know how many times I've repeated it in YouTube's context, but if you want to hide a dead body, hide it on the second page of Google.
Search. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that's what. So Google, if I have the top spot, I have the top spot. I get whatever part of the funnel, and nobody else can get it.
Yeah.
On YouTube, it's very different. Everyone sees different search results. Everyone sees a different homepage. Everyone sees different suggested videos. Yeah. It's very personalized.
It's like a personal magazine,
It's a magazine where if you open the magazine, you see a different page, different content. I open the magazine, I see different page, different content. And based on what I read, I may see different things going forward also.
Sure.
So that's YouTube and how YouTube works. So...
So can you predict it? Back to the question.
So I've made well over 50 YouTube channels.
Sure.
And several of them, like over probably 30 of them, have reached a certain scale where Google monetizes them, which means that they have at least gotten 4,000 watch hours and gotten 1,000 subscribers. So I did do this exercise where I put all the data and just crunched the number to see what is a good channel for me, what is a bad channel for me, what should I be aiming for. So just to get predictability for us as a business, because our business is to create YouTube channels, partner with creators. So I need predictability as well. So what I've started to do, what I figured from this data is that in 180 days, a new channel which I create should or generally reaches 1 lakh. A good channel or a channel which I consider to be successful reaches 1 lakh views in 6 months of launching.
Okay. And these are cumulative views you're talking about, right?
Gets over 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, cumulative 1 lakh views in 6 months.
Sure.
And of course, there is a huge
growth from there.
Point being that the first month may have 1,000 views or less, or 500 views, or even 200 views.
Sure.
But the 6th month may have bulk of the views to reach that 1 lakh number. But 1 lakh views in 6 months and 1,000 subscribers in 6 months.
Very interesting.
And of course, the time it takes to go 0 to 1,000 subscribers, the time it takes to go 0 to 10 subscribers
Sure.
is the same as it takes to go to 10 to 100, and
Yeah.
it's the same as it takes to go from 100 to 1,000, and it's the
Yeah.
same as it takes ideally to go from 1,000 to 10,000.
Sure. So it is going to be an exponential kind of
That's
approach.
how YouTube works.
Very
Now,
nice.
this 1 lakh number may look like 20,000 for someone, may
Sure.
look like 200,000 for someone.
Sure.
Depending on, because I work on certain very popular niches or
Yeah.
categories where I saw this number. But if someone is a B2B SaaS player, the number will be drastically lower.
Right.
How many people want to know a specific way to do your workflow management on the iPad? Very
Sure.
few people, right?
Sure.
How many people want to know how to use the iPad or an iPhone camera better? A lot of people.
Absolutely.
So
Right.
there's a spectrum over there.
Sure.
But generally, and of course, the number of videos you need to make may also differ depending on the industry you are in.
Right.
If you're a chartered accountant, maybe you can create a lot of content because the law is
Yeah.
changing, a lot of new updates are coming, and you can engage your customers a lot. But if you are in B2B SaaS, you probably want to make fewer videos but deeper videos. So
Sure.
it will change. It will change for different industries.
I think that's a great point on how many videos to make, what metrics to tackle, and how often should you upload. But those are things I think let's keep it for the next one. For
Thank
now,
you.
I think. Thank you.
Thanks.